Yo, what's going on, guys? And today, we have a little video that we wanted to talk about with you guys, and that is the Hawks are willing to trade Clint Capela and DeAndre Hunter. I've said this ever since they re-signed Onyeka Okongwu, and ever since they drafted Okongwu. Okongwu, they were able to keep the price down, extend him cheap, and get him to be mentored and developed nicely by Clint. Now, Clint, it's time, okay? You need to get... They probably should have traded him this offseason because they had a bit more leverage, I feel like. But now everybody knows they have Onyeka Okongwu waiting. So I feel like he's still going to give you good return. Like, you're obviously going to get more return than what you gave up to get him because you didn't really give up that much to get him back in the day. But what you will be is, hoping that Onyeka is ready. So let's just get into this. And DeAndre Hunter, they kind of overpaid. No offense. So the Hawks have discussed trades involving Clint Capela and DeAndre Hunter. We know that the Pascal Siakam deal was centered around DeAndre Hunter and I think Bogdan. Then there was that Clint Capela. The Mavericks wanted Clint Capela. So the Hawks have had discussions with the Indiana Pacers, I believe around DeAndre Hunter, the Detroit Pistons. I don't know if it's Clint Capela or DeAndre Hunter there. And the Toronto Raptors, we do know DeAndre Hunter's been talked there. As Atlanta has other more affordable options at the wing positions with, Sadiq Bey and the rest of the guys, and Jalen Johnson and Onyeka Okongwu, all playing similar positions as Capela and Hunter. And both of those guys were Travis Schleck guys. So when you look around, what are teams that need a center? I personally think the New Orleans Pelicans and the Memphis Grizzlies are the two teams most likely to get Mr. Clint Capela, because a deal for like Luke Kennard and maybe, I personally think if you look at Luke Kennard, John Conchar, and a pick for Clint Capela would move the needle. You get a shooter and you get a utility guy in John Conchar. And then DeAndre Hunter, you could see maybe a team like the Kings trade Harrison Barnes and Chris Duarte in a pick. And there you walk away with 4 players and 2 first-round picks, maybe with some sort of protections for 2 players. So you turn 2 players into 4 solid rotational players on decent deals or expiring deal. Chris Duarte, I think he's still on a rookie deal. You got Harrison Barnes on a pretty cheap deal, like medium salary. You have Luke Kennard similarly, and John Conchar on a very cheap deal. So I feel like right there you get yourselves a win-win. And in my mind, like, that's really money-wise, I wonder if that's because this is a team that they just need to get deeper. What do you guys think? Because they need to get more guys who fit Quinn Snyder, and that's just, they got their big. And right here, the one thing, if you do this deal, they would probably want a big back for one of those teams. And I think the Kings could give them a big, and maybe if they wanted Alex Lynn, but like, the Hawks are currently 12-16. They need better defense. And I know Luke Kennard doesn't get the defense right there. So let's go through and let's talk about this. And like, kind of, I'll pull up I got the trade machine. I think technically speaking, if we were the Pelicans might be a better trade team. But let's send the Grizz. Like, I actually think the Pelicans are better than the Grizzlies. Let's talk Pelicans instead of Grizzlies, because the Grizzlies also have Bismack Biyombo now. While we know that the Pelicans are interested in Jared Allen and are trying to get rid of Jonas Valanciunas. Now, Jonas isn't expiring, and the Hawks are a team that likes to get under the cap. So let's say the Hawks send Clint Capela, who's making $20 million, to the Pelicans. They send Mr. freaking Clint Capela, and let's say Patty Mills to the Pelicans. Pelicans get Clint Capela, Patty Mills. Pelicans send, and they're getting right now $27 million incoming, so they do need to move some money, and that would be Kyra Lewis Jr. to the Hawks, Nanji Marshall to the Hawks, and right with a first-round pick. So that's $23 million they're sending out, and I think they send over LA's pick to the Hawk that has no protection, while the Kings, and also we don't have to stick with Mr. Patty Mills going there because we could see if the Kings or a fourth team could come in, but I think Harrison Barnes with Chris Duarte because they're not really playing him. Maybe they send in Alex Ling because they do need a backup big, the Hawks, if you do trade. And then you send DeAndre Hunter to the Kings, and the Kings, because the Kings would be receiving right there, incoming, I want to say the Kings outgoing, and they'd have $20 million coming in. So I think the Hawks would just have to give up one more guy in this hypothetical trade situation, which they were going like play by play. I mean, they do have Bruno. Let's just send. Then I want the Kings to send 1 first-round pick. And this is where I'm sending. I feel like it's somewhat reasonable that this trade would work between all these teams, as the one thing that I think that would hold off monetarily is the... All right, so this deal right here would be Clint Capela and Patty Mills to the Pelicans, DeAndre Hunter and Bruno Fernando to the Kings, and Harrison Barnes, Jonas Valanciunas. I see this is too much. It's too much. So, yeah, why did I put Alex Len in here? Let's close up this deal. I messed up, guys. I messed up. Thank you for... I hope nobody saw, like, how dumb of a deal in my part this would be. And for me, I think, when you're... Maybe we do just take Patty Mills because we have incoming... They want to move Patty Mills. I mean, if we just retry this trade, I think it works like this, yeah. So Harrison Barnes, Jonas Valanciunas, Kyrie Lewis Jr., Chris Duarte, and Najee Marshall, the 2024 LA first-round pick from the Pelicans, and the 2030 first-round pick from the Kings. He sent Clint Capela to the Pelicans, and the Kings get DeAndre Hunter and Bruno Fernando. This deal, the Clint Capela for Jonas Valanciunas, Najee Marshall, and Kyrie Lewis Jr. is realistic. Now, Harrison Barnes and Chris Duarte for DeAndre Hunter and Bruno Fernando, maybe not. And that's maybe like where we're at. But that's where I want to hear your guys' thoughts. What did you guys think of this? I definitely thought it was maybe a bit more doable than it actually ended up being. As you can see, I feel like the trade is a bit more convoluted than I anticipated, and I think that's the biggest thing that keeps this trade from happening is how convoluted it is. But that's definitely where I want to hear your guys' thoughts, if you guys would do it or not. But yeah, that's going to be today's video. We're going to just milk this to the 8-minute marker because you know how that works with the pay and everything. But yeah, thank you for watching. If you guys did, long video, but who cares? It's you guys watching this means the world to me, so thank you for everything, and like, comment, subscribe, do all that good stuff. But have a good one. Peace. Oh.